Hello and welcome. My name is Seth Campbell, and this is Together We Cast. First up on today's show, we're joined by TWC's newest program coordinator, Rene Bourassa, and we're going to take a little peek behind the curtain of what it's like to run a treatment program. Be sure to stay tuned after that for a long overdue surprise.
Oh, gosh.
You can really taste the blue.
This looks fucking great.
Well, hello and welcome. This is a special day. We have Rene Bourassa in the studio today. This is TWC's newest and youngest program director. Welcome to the show, Rene.
Close. Yeah.
Well, that's how I'm billing.
The newest, youngest program coordinator. Yeah.
Program coordinator.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry, I forget that sometimes. I come from a small village.
Yeah. I mean, what am I capable of directing, really?
I don't know. I mean,
apparently a lot. Yeah. Apparently there's some responsibility in me.
yeah. No. Tell me a little bit. I'd love to know a little bit about what the startup of your program was, and tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. Yeah. So the program that I run is called Horizons with Together We Can. Yeah, it's a brand new program. We opened up in September. I was working at a relative treatment facility within Together We Can, as you know.
Shout out to Solid Ground.
Shout out Solid Ground, all the fine work they do there. And then my boss to come to me with an idea and a promotion, and let me kind of create this program from scratch. And he's just like, here's a house. Do something.
Here's
with
a
it.
house. Do something. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mean to spoil this a bit, but you have a bit of an extensive treatment history.
Yes.
I would say almost uniquely qualified for this position. Now, what are some of the things that you liked and didn't like about previous days that you wanted to bring into your model?
Yes. So, I mean, first of all, there's only maybe two or three people I know that have done treatment more than me. I'm 35 years old. All right. So by the time I was 32, 33, because I've got a couple years sober now, I've already been at 21 treatment stays.
Wow.
It's quite a bit. Right. So, when I started this program, like I said, they kind of just handed me this house and they're like, hey, do something with this. Right. So when I got there in early September, nothing was done, man. There was no program. There's no program outline. There's no structure. There's no routine. There was none of that. So through my learned experience of 21 treatment stays, I've learned what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right. So I really kind of focused more on my experience through treatment, working in treatment and at other treatment centers, what I kind of wanted, the vision I had for Horizons. First and foremost, I wanted my position, the program coordinator, to be a presence in the house.
Yeah.
Right. I wanted these guys to know me.
Yeah.
So I placed my office up near the group room. My door's open all day. I'm in and out. I'm hanging out with the guys. I'm chit-chatting. We're talking about recovery.
Yeah, clearly, I've stopped by there and they know that this is Rene's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you're you're an active part, which is it's got to be exhausting.
It's just it's
fulfilling, right?
It's got its ups and downs.
Yeah.
Right. Because I created a little session in progress for a sign, so I put it on my door, and I got a white noise machine, so when I'm actually busy and I need to do stuff, I just close it. Yeah. And I still get knocks on that door, man.
Of course.
These are brand newcomer new guys, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing more needy than a guy that's new.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, I know I was, right? When I first came in, I was upset when everything wasn't about me.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So I do my best to accommodate people and their needs within reason. You know what I mean? And another vision that I had for Horizons when I opened it was, I've been to lots of treatment centers where there wasn't that much extra programming, right? So my vision for this place was, okay, so we're gonna like have process groups, right? Kind of need that in treatment, right? We got clinical counseling. We got Leah coming in to Wednesdays and Thursdays. But in the afternoons, I wanted to start doing stuff like art therapy and like music therapy and mindfulness meditation groups and acupuncture. And on the weekends, I send the guys out on some outings, man. Like I think a couple weeks ago, we went go-kart racing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Cause like, there's one thing that I found like was my worst enemy in treatment was those slivers of unscheduled time, right? Like, oh, I got 90 minutes to myself. I wasn't going to be productive.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to hit that couch.
Hit that couch, throw on some Netflix. If you got your phone, you were doom scrolling.
Oh, dude, as soon as I got my phone back, I evaporated.
Yeah. So the kind of culture that I've been trying to build, that I have built over at Horizons, is we're recovery oriented, right?
Yeah.
We are 12-step based. We're like unified as a group together, where there's such a strong, solid core of clients, senior clients that are like doing recovery and doing it well.
Yeah.
That if you're not doing that, you're the odd duck out. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like I don't mean to assume too, but like I guess the staff is going to be important in that too, because like I always remember what Max P would tell us, that like, you know, like us as the staff, we are the program, right? Like we have to sort of like lead by example and provide that sort of, you know, behaviors to model for the clients.
Yeah. And I really feel that, right? But a thing I try to reiterate to my staff and to the clients is that like, hey man, like I'm the program coordinator. This is my job.
Yeah.
Right. I'm here from 7 till 3 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday. But you guys live here. Like this is your house.
Yeah.
Right. Like I just work here. You live here.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, having a sound, solid structure of staff really plays like a key part of like how the programs run, you know, and like the staff that I like to have with me there, I like staff that are in recovery, doing the steps, helping people, involved in the fellowship of whatever anonymous program they're in, to go do that separate from work.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's kind of like follow the leader, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it trickles down, right? So at the top of the program, like as a program coordinator, like I need to make sure my recovery is down pat, that when I'm giving suggestions or direction of what to do, that I'm actually doing those things myself, right?
Yeah. Which is, you know, like kind of the way recovery works in a bit, right? Like I'm never going to ask a guy I'm working with to do anything that I'm not. And in fact, it's kind of weird if I do.
Yeah.
Right. Like that. And when I have, I'm like, I really need to start doing this, because
Well, and yeah, man, I don't know.
kind of keeps me in check, right? Like,
Yeah.
it helps me run that honest program.
Yeah, that's kind of key.
Right. Like,
I mean, you can't really be sober and be dishonest.
no, it doesn't work. I mean,
Those two things can't really exist on the same plane.
no. I tried for years.
Oh yeah. Welcome back, Seth. Yeah. No, and like, man, like I've like I said, I've done treatment centers 21 times. The first time I went to treatment when I was 18 in 2008. So I've been around for a while.
Yeah.
And I've kind of relapsed myself into a place of like I've relapsed myself out of wiggle room of doing shady shit and stuff that I couldn't talk about, because I can't really like I can't really live with that. Like I got a conscience now, right? So if I'm
Nightmare.
if I'm telling you to do something and act all spiritual and be honest and do your journal and do your step work, and I'm not doing that stuff myself, I feel like a fraud.
Yeah.
And I can't live with that kind of stuff. I can't live with those feelings.
No, and that's like part of the thing too, that I don't know if this is your experience, but like all that sort of quote unquote fuckery sort of has to get slowly removed from my life, because I know at my core I'm dishonest and a cheater, and I'm always looking for the easiest, simplest way out. And not only that, I want accolades for that.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like
You got up and brushed your teeth this morning, man. Hey, good job.
I flushed the toilet, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone see?
Yeah,
Everyone
You see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and like, man, like I really believe that energy is contagious,
100%.
right? And these new guys, whether it's in a brand, like in a treatment center and they're brand new with 2 or 3 days clean, or in a program, in a fellowship, 2 or 3 days sober, whatever it is, like they're watching us, eh?
Yeah.
Like they got their eyes on us, man. So,
Yeah.
and they're watching our every move to try to disprove that this thing's works. Right.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
so
no,
I kind of need to
100%.
be on my
100%.
game with recovery and making sure that my feet match my mouth and I'm being congruent.
Yeah.
Right. Because as contagious as defects are, like defects breed defects. Like if I'm being dishonest, I got to keep being dishonest.
Yeah.
Like it's the same with spiritual principles, man. Like if I'm being honest and if I'm being willing and I have some integrity, that shit trickles out right
yeah.
into every other area of my life, and then people see that, and it's kind of one of those things where it's how this whole thing is based, man. Like one alcoholic helping another, right? Like my
Both people win, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, right? It's like, have you ever seen that cheesy meme online where there's the lighter going and then the other lighter comes up and it lights the flame, and it's like these things, you know, you don't need to take from one flame to light another, right? It's like we can both be lit, you know, and that just spreads and it spreads, and that's you know, that's been the philosophy of recovery for a long time, right? Like ever since, you know, back in the 30s when those two guys, you know, invented this system out of necessity, right? And then, you know, medical science was like, hey, we don't know what is going on with this, but it's working. Let him run. Let him run.
Yeah. And I mean, like we all come in with our stories and our like life that's just been so unmanageable, and experience of like so much shit and chaos around us, man. Like it's kind of a relief to be able to take a load off and have somebody else help you out for a minute.
Oh, 100%.
You know? And like in my experience in my life, like I grew up in foster care, super abusive home, and group homes and youth homeless shelters in Calgary when I was a teenager, and then jail and prison, and I've been institutionalized for a lot of my life.
Yeah.
Right. So a guy like me, like I thrive off of like structure and like routine, and that's what I brought into Horizons, man. Like the first thing I did when I got there was I created a program outline. And okay, this is what we're gonna do at this time. This is what we're gonna do at this time. This is when bedtime is. This is when mealtime is. Like, kind of like
love that.
Like institutionalized.
Yeah.
Right. Like an institution based kind of formula.
Yeah.
Man, it's working.
Well, I mean, man, I never had I had barely any structure in my life. I was always like, I consider myself a free thinker. I'm just a fucking alcoholic.
How'd that go
drug
for you?
addict. Yeah, exactly. You know, homeless, living in a van.
Down by the river.
100%. Right? Surrounded by piss jugs. I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah, you're not powerless.
I'm good, man. I'm camping for the summer.
Forcible camping. Yeah. So it's good, man. And you know, it's treatment, right? It ebbs and flows. Sometimes we're gonna have good clients. Sometimes we're not gonna have the most willing clients that are there, right? And I understand this about people and about life, that man, things go up and down all the time. It's not gonna dictate how efficient I do my job.
Yeah.
Right. Like I got to bring the same energy every day, because
someone has to. I mean, like,
someone's got to.
And as like a program coordinator,
There you go.
right? Like you are the head, right? Like, and you're so right. Like all eyes are on you, right? And it kind of forces you to like do what you want, do what you should be doing, even when you don't want to be. Like even on those tough days. Like I know just working at a treatment center as in client care, man, there's days when I pull up and I have this overwhelming feeling of dread, knowing that, you know, one or two problematic clients might be wanting to just talk about stuff, you know, because like, you know, they're lonely, they're upset, they're away from their families, and if I'm not doing everything that I need to be doing in my recovery, this becomes the worst thing in the world.
And that's why I emphasize my staff to have an individual program of recovery for themselves.
Yeah.
Right. Because I don't want them walking into work with their eyes rolling and like, I don't want to be here. You know? Because it's like, it can be
that spreads
monotonous
too.
and annoying.
Oh yeah.
but like, it doesn't matter how you feel.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how you feel on any given day. It's like, it's what you do. So we got to show up for these guys because they're counting on us, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're paying money, man. Like, we gotta help
It's a
them
service.
out.
At the end of the day, like, it's weird. This is, sure, it's treatment and it's therapy and it's counseling, but it's a service industry. Like, we are here to provide a service. And if I can be, if I can do this 75% of the time, that's great. I mean, like, there's obviously ebbs and flows, but I've really found that as my recovery program strengthened, it got more consistent. My work got more consistent as well. And those days of dread where I just want to show up, put my feet up, drink coffee, and gossip has really gone down, which is important because nothing kills treatment like that gossip, like that, like, those
Poison,
bad days, and all you want to do is spit venom.
Yeah. It's poison.
Yeah, it's poison. Yeah.
Well, even like for me, man, like a couple months ago, right before my 2-year sobriety date, because my sobriety date is January 17th, 2023. Right. So like right before
Class of 23, baby.
So right before Christmas there, like, man, I was like, I do a lot of service in the fellowship that I'm in. And like I run a panel, I do literature. I got my service. Like that's always been a thing for me. Like I love doing service, but like I was going to maybe 1 or 2 meetings a week. Stopped writing step work. I haven't prayed and meditated in like 6 months. You know what I mean? Like like my personal program was not doing well.
Yeah.
And I started to act out in defect.
Yeah.
Right. And thank God that I have like some spiritual awareness about myself by working the steps previously, that like, man, if I keep doing this, I'm doomed.
Yeah.
Right. So I recommitted to my own program.
Yeah.
Right. And when I was not praying and meditating and doing those things, I'm coming to work and I'm spitting venom.
Oh, 100%.
Right? And like I said earlier, like these new guys are watching me, like that affects the mood of the house. And it starts from the top down. Yeah. Right. But once I bought back in, I started going to meetings every day again, started a new set of steps with my sponsor, like recommitted to my program. Man, that house is the best it's ever been. Yeah. Yeah. I bring that energy in.
Yeah. It's wild. Like, it's so true. Like, I love one of my favorite speakers, Brandon Novak. He always talks about like, going to treatment 13 times. Right. And by the time he was so beaten down and so busted, he just ran out of excuses and just started agreeing. Right. And it was like, you change your perception and your world changes. Right. And it's so true. Like, man, when I'm in it and I'm doing all the things every day, again, we'll repeat it because we got to learn it. Do these things. My recovery is contingent on a daily routine and daily activities. Like, I love that saying, you don't stay clean on yesterday's recovery.
Yeah. Well, you can't stay high off of yesterday's dope either.
Oh, imagine that. I wouldn't be here.
Be on a good run still.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, like I'm as much structure and routine and fun that I try to like introduce to these guys, like there's still that underlying fact that like we're fighting this disease that's trying to kill us.
Oh yeah.
And it's serious.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's no joke. I mean,
and it's insidious.
It's wild.
It'll get into us in any way it can.
Oh yeah.
Right. Just because I'm clean and sober doesn't mean that I still don't act out sometimes in other addictive behaviors. Right.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like I can speak for myself here, but like my addiction and my drug use, that wasn't my problem. That was a symptom of the problem. And in essence, that was my solution. Right. Like the problem is that, I'm kind of selfish and obnoxious and entitled. Yeah. Like that's my real problem in life. It's not drugs and alcohol. Yeah. Drugs and alcohol just fueled it. Yeah. And you give a lying, thieving, obnoxious, arrogant prick some cocaine and, things get worse.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with it, man.
But you seem happy, hey? Yeah. Like, don't want to ruin it, but I know Rene quite well. And, man, just seeing from where you were like 6 months ago to where you are now, like right around your 2-year cake, you really started to step it up, right? And I could see you grinding with that and dealing with that like, oh fuck, I'm about to take a 2-year chip here. I better get my feet moving.
Yep.
And it was like this, like the wind was really back in your sails.
Yeah, and you know what really scared me was before all that, and like I was a little bit sick there for a minute, like spiritually. I didn't even want to take a cake.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to. Like, what's my message?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't really doing much for my program besides for service and hitting a meeting here and there.
Yeah.
And my work, but work is separate from recovery.
Yeah. 100%.
You know. So I didn't know, like, I didn't think I had a message to share. So I didn't really want to take a cake and be, you know, and celebrate and trying to carry that message to the new person, right?
Yeah.
Because like if a new person brand new to a meeting introduces himself as new and they look at me, they're not gonna be like, I want what that guy has. No. It'll
be like, I want some fucking fentanyl.
Like, this is what recovery is? I'm getting out of here.
But it's like, I remember too, like I had this huge preconception about what sobriety would be, right? And it certainly wasn't like living my best life and enjoying myself on a level that I couldn't before.
Yeah.
You know, it was, I had convinced myself that I'd be spending 2-3 nights a week in a damp church basement hearing some old guy yell at me about like the drugs he did in the 70s.
Do the steps or die.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they're not wrong. No. I mean, do the steps or die. But if you can get over it, there's this freedom that I've found, and this like I live my life happy, joyous, and free. Almost most of the time.
So this weird thing happens when you actually get clean and sober and do recovery well. You start to get a little bit of self-esteem, eh?
Yeah.
Like I start to realize that like mediocrity is not enough for me.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I said, I've done treatment 21 times. I've taken 4 1-year cakes before.
Yeah.
But I've never reached the 2-year mark.
Yeah.
Right. Anytime, because like in my personal life, I've suffered a lot of tragedy, as you know, right? Like I've lost my mom, my dad, my twin brother, and my older brother to the disease of addiction.
Yeah.
Right. So, and anytime something like that would come up, I would go relapse.
Yeah.
Right? I wasn't really bought into the program, you know?
Yeah.
So in between my 1-year and 2-year mark, right? Like my mom passed away. She passed away in June. I stayed sober through that. You know, I went to Calgary and I arranged a funeral and I buried her with honor.
Yeah.
And I stayed sober and I carried that message.
Yeah.
Right. I ended a 1.5-year long relationship. Somebody that I loved, somebody I thought I was going to be with forever.
Yeah.
Right. That ended. I stayed sober through it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's wild. Like it's especially like, I mean, in essence too, like, you know, me and you are still in quote unquote early recovery. Right. And like, there's still going to be those times where we're dealing with something for the first time sober. Right. And it's kind of it's a shakeup. Right. Because like, you know, I've been a daily, at very least I was smoking weed every day since I was 13. Right. And obviously it progressed, but I've never had to deal with any emotions, you know, good or bad, from start to finish without drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
And so this is now, I feel like a kid again. Like I feel like the clock's restarted, you know. And
Well, it's all new.
Yeah. It's all new. And I'm kind of grateful for it. Like I've got this, you know, I hate to say it, but like a lust for life now.
Yeah.
That I did not have before. Like there's times I would not care if I died when I was using. I was like, I'd pick up some suspect gear and I'd be like, whatever.
God's will.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. If I die, I die.
Yeah, I die alone in a van, you know, waiting for a jogger to notice the smell. You know, like that's the reality of it. That's where I was headed. Well, I mean, I probably would have lost the van because it was a work van, but
You still lost it anyways. Yeah. And that's the thing that I really try to get the message across and the point across, that just because you get clean, man, and sober, it doesn't mean life's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Those bumps are coming.
Yeah.
And you better be right with the God of your understanding when they do.
100%.
Right.
What do they talk about? Like the certain trials and low points, right? And if we're not trying to developed and protect and develop our spiritual condition, you know, these things are going to take us out. 100%.
Yeah. And it all matters what you do today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Right now.
Like mood precedes action.
Yeah.
Right. So like how I feel is going to depend on what I do.
Yeah.
Not the opposite way around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Like in addiction and alcoholism, I feel and then I do, right? Oh, I feel bad. I'm going to go drink.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You're totally right.
But when I'm clean and sober and like, I'm going to move my feet and I'm going to do recovery and I'm going to write the steps. I'm going to help others.
Yeah.
And I get some integrity from that.
Yeah.
Right? I feel good because of that.
Yeah.
And that's every day, like you said, a daily maintenance contingent on my spiritual condition.
Yeah.
Right. So if I can do that consistently day after day, those trials and low spots don't seem so low
No.
and don't seem so hard.
No.
Right.
And not only that too, it's like I've found that these days, like I'm in what I like to call like the alcoholic butter zone, right? Where like, because I'm doing things daily now, good things are really starting to bubble up for me and I'm not getting too excited about it. Bad things are happening and I'm not getting that upset about it. I'm just operating in this lovely sort of bandwidth, you know, where, you know, I get a vehicle. Okay, great. That really fell in my lap, but you know what? Let's see, because I could end up crashing and dying in that thing, right?
And that van suits you.
It's great.
It's kind of full circle.
Yeah.
Hey, you went from living in a van down by the river, high on cocaine,
Yes.
to now driving a van in recovery, picking up new guys, going to meetings.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've had it for less than a week, and every day this week I've gone out of my way to go either meet and read with a guy or pick a guy up and go to a meeting. And this is in the morning before work.
Yeah.
Right.
Beautiful.
Like it's like that cheesy saying, right? Like, I help God's kids, God helps me. You know, I try to live to that to the best of my ability. Of course, that sometimes it fades away, right?
2-minute warning.
2-minute warning. Yeah. Wow, this is going by quick. Thanks, Tim. It's nice to hear Tim's voice on the show now. We get this.
I'll say it regular. That is a 2-minute warning on the camera.
Thank you, Tim.
I won't just whisper it.
Very good.
Yeah.
You guys are doing great.
Thanks, man.
Love that for us.
This is good. Hey, we should do this more often.
For future reference, I'm sorry about the cable hanging from the TV.
Do better, Tim.
Well, we can edit that out.
It's my
fault. Wow. I don't know what else to say here.
It's been beautiful.
This has been great. We got to get you back on sometime.
I would love that. Let's just talk recovery, man.
All
Let's
day.
talk life.
All day.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rene, for stopping by, man. We'll have to, we'll get you back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's lots. We got to tap into the vast wealth of knowledge that you can bring.
There's lots to unpack here.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned because there's more segments to come after this.
This looks fucking great.
That was great to have Rene in the studio. I could talk recovery with that guy for days. Now let's change gears a little bit and unwind with a little bit of recovery's favorite show, Meme Review.
Welcome, viewers, to Meme Review. Today, we have our guest, who is quite special, Seth. Welcome. Want to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Rebecca. Still so happy to be here. I'm glad to be part of this. You know, I don't know what else to do with the rest of my day. You know, I work in the vape shop in the morning, and this just is a perfect slot for me to come and help share my expert opinion on memes and comedy with our audiences at home.
Expert on memes. Yep. Okay. I mean, we're happy to have you. I know you're an expert on something, And yeah, really happy to be of service, to be able to, provide you purpose and meaning with being here.
Thank you.
With all of us. So yeah, let's get started. How about we?
Memes.
Memes. Okay, so the first one, why don't you read it to us?
Me in rehab for the 8th time, giving advice to the first timer on how to stay sober when they get out.
Now, do you relate to this? Seem accurate?
Oh, 100%, 100%. Like my, 16th, 17th time in, there's always that guy, with he's been there 50 times and he's given me advice, telling me how to stay sober as if he knows. Love it.
And did it help any of the times?
No.
Maybe the 17th,
Well, that's the luckiest number. I just love this,
okay,
right?
yeah.
Like here we have the stairway from Joker, right? 2 clowns, right? Joker, Pennywise, perfect. I mean, this is we know this meme format.
How about we rate it then, Seth? I mean, if it's so perfect, what do you think? Let's give it out of 10 this time.
10 thumbs?
Yeah, or 10 stars. 10 memes, 10 cats, 10 cats. What do you think?
Out of cats, if we were going to go with cats, I rate this. This is a solid 7.5 cats.
7.5 cats. Yeah, I would say quite funny. I feel like every single time any treatment center, I mean, from my experience, from what I've heard, there's always somebody who seems to be the messiah, who knows the book and preaches and then gets out and into the real world. So I would give this an 8 out of 10 cats because accuracy, and what's more accurate than a cat? So
hard to judge that.
Shall we move on?
Please.
Okay, next meme. When Facebook Memories pulls up pictures of you in active addiction, and it's a sloth.
Yeah.
How relatable is this?
So relatable.
Yeah.
So relatable. And when you've been on Facebook since, like 2007, back in those days, nobody understood really the effects of the internet and what a lifetime of drug abuse would look like. Some years later, and just being reminded of that daily. And there's picture of me, throwing up in toilets, getting arrested, getting beat up at parties. It's just every day is a new treasure.
Sounds like the average, Friday night for you. So it's got to be nice to relive when back in the time when you had friends. So yeah, for me, I'm not a big fan of this because every morning that Facebook or Google Photos does this to me, I feel like I'm living through the trauma of my addiction and, the upheaval it did on the world. So I don't know. Rating wise, what do you think for this one? Because this one's making me feel all kinds of feelings.
This one's great, but it's sort of that like quick. What's the rating? Is it thumbs or cats?
Still cats. Still always
Still
cats. Always cats. Seth.
This is a solid 7 cats. 7 cats.
The internet loves cats.
Can't hate them,
don't we? Yeah, I would say. I mean, like I said, this brings up too much trauma. I'm giving it 4 cats out of 10 because, get rid of the sloth. He's barely a cat.
And cat, and the French word, right? 4 is cat in French.
He remembers. Callback, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we have you back again. Okay, so if I didn't have an 8 p.m. curfew at the sober house, I'd go to the Ukraine and end this war myself.
100%. 100%.
Is this guy you?
No.
You mean you have that FUBU shirt, don't you?
Let's not worry about that, but I absolutely would do this. I mean, this is what the Eastern Bloc needs is people to make firm action and resolute decisions, and no one is more resolved than the dudes at my sober house.
Oh yeah. The 100%. Commitment to action. Yes. I've never seen it more in a person.
Stunning.
Newly in recovery.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Also, just do you like the humility he has? The fact that he can end a whole war himself. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. It's just like in that documentary First Blood, how that one guy with like the bandana and the bow that shot the rockets took out like a whole army.
You watched a documentary. That's almost like reading, Seth.
Yeah,
nice.
I think it follows John Rambo.
Okay, let's go to the rating. What do you think about this guy in the FUBU shirt?
Oh, this is I because I'm a professional. I can't give it 10, but this is definitely not 9 cats, but 9 cats with flaming arrows.
To help end the war in the Ukraine.
Of righteousness.
I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd say this one pretty accurate. I love the level of humility because I do believe that this man believes he could stop the war, put an end to this.
Stopping war. He's fist pumping like a champ at the club. You know. Well,
okay, Seth, we got your rating. I think I give this one. I'll follow your suit. 9 out of 10. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go to the next one. When she hears how much scrap copper I have in the back of the Geo Metro that I have to use a ratchet strap to keep the trunk closed.
Fully loaded.
I don't understand this one.
Well, they've been out stealing copper.
To like sell?
Oh, yeah. Scrapping it, right? It's called scrapping.
Ah, for drugs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like you get the copper.
Okay.
Scrap the copper.
And ratchet down.
Ratchet down. There's so much that the hatch needs a ratchet strap to keep it down, right? And that's why she's so happy.
She's impressed because he's doing well then.
Days of drugs.
Okay, I get this. I get this. Okay, don't we all want a man with a trunk full of copper?
And this is classic, right? This is that contemporary meme, right? Sydney Sweeney, happy, hot sauce. Hot copper, ready to go. Yeah.
What's your rating on this one?
Oh, this is a good one. Again, you know, it's in that upper tier. This is like 8.5 cats.
8.5 cats. Okay, yeah, I would say that seems accurate for the fact that you understood the whole gobbledygook of words that were thrown together in a sentence. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I really didn't get it. So 1 out of 10.
Oh.
Yeah, there was also no cats. So what's the point? Also, none of these have had it. But anyway, who's choosing the memes? Send in your memes, by the way, please.
Send them in.
Cats only.
Link in description.
Okay, how about this one? Nobody. When y'all vapes empty. And it's SpongeBob shaking, going in delirium.
Oh, losing it. Right? Everybody's happy till they lose their vape. Right?
And then what happens?
Well, then you start to go crazy. I remember I lost a vape. Thought I'd be fine, left the house anyways. 2 hours later, I'm literally picking cigarette butts out front of the methadone clinic.
I feel like you had the job before the vaping came in the conversation.
Yes.
Have you done this previously?
Yes.
Okay. And so what's the feeling that happens when your vape is empty?
Oh, well, at first, you know, you have that minute because you're still all nicked up. But then a couple hours go by and your skin just starts to crawl off your body and you will do anything for a taste of nicotine.
Anything.
Well, within reason. Certainly not quit.
Fair enough. I understand that. Okay, rating.
I mean, I love this. Accuracy, achieved, aesthetic, flawless, that standby, tried and tested true format of the nobody. And
rating, Seth. Rating.
8.5 cats.
Nice. Yeah. No, this one
and
gets
they're smoking cats.
Smoking cats. Vaping cats.
Vaping cats.
Nice.
Vapor cats.
Vapor cats. Okay. This one gets a 10 for me. It's got SpongeBob. What more
10.
do I need? Bonus meme, everyone. Okay.
Bonus meme.
Okay. So why don't you click onto this one, Seth? What is our bonus meme?
This is my first click.
And only. Me at 3 a.m. and the empty Coke bag, and it is a person sucking on another person's cheek.
Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Relatable. Aesthetic. Perfect. Accuracy. Achieved. Relatability through the roof. I've been there. 3 a.m. Inhaling these things, right? Like it got to the point, you know, you got a little cluster of baggies underneath the seat of your van, right? Your dealer's not responding anymore. You're swallowing these things, 100%.
And has something bad ever happened from that? I feel like, could you not asphyxiate? Could you not choke a little bit?
Well, the problem is when you're mixing all these things, because sometimes they're fentanyl, sometimes it's cocaine, ketamine. It could be anything, really.
Tic Tacs.
Could be.
You never know.
I didn't get into Tic Tacs, but
well, still time. Tic Tac time. What do you think about the bonus meme? I like it. I think pretty accurate. Also, unfortunately, very accurate for if you're out at a club past 4 a.m. on a Thursday. So
Thursdays. Yeah, that was the hot night, right? Industry night.
Rating, Seth, what do you think?
This is a close one too. I mean, again, right? As a professional, I'm reluctant to give it a perfect score, but this is 9 Coke cats out of 10 for me.
9
sure.
Coke cats. Yeah, I would say this is a really good one. I would say 9 Coke cats. I give it to you on that one. Finally, something you and I can agree on. Seth, what an exciting day for all.
This is fantastic.
And that's it. We've come to the end of Meme Review for this week. And any final thoughts for my listeners, Seth?
Well, absolutely love the show. Once again, thank you for having me. I'm hope the audience appreciates, the value I can bring to this show. And I can't wait to come back again.
We cannot wait. We cannot wait for the next show. Okay, that's it. That's a wrap, everybody. Take care.
Goodbye. Thank you.
You guys are really fucking me with these graphics.
This looks fucking great.
Memes. Gotta love them. Thank you for tuning in. And be sure to give us a like and subscribe. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. From myself and everyone here at Together We Cast, may your day be happy, joyous, and free.
Oh gosh. You can really taste the blue. This looks fucking great.